I probably need at least $1 million before I retire. And that's what most people think. But as a financial planner, I've seen a lot of surprise faces when we actually run the numbers. Many of my clients were already there, they just didn't know it yet. If you're convinced you need another decade of work before retiring comfortably, you might be missing out on some of the best years of your life working when you could be relaxing. So today I'll be sharing with you 5 signs that you're ready to retire sooner than you think, how to spot them in your own situation, and what to do next if this sounds like you. Now, before we jump into the 5 signs, I've created a free guide going over 20 retirement tips to stay on track. Grab it for free using the link in the description and use it along with this video. Let's start with a common misconception I see a lot of our clients have when they first begin thinking about retirement. They're worried that they didn't save enough money because, like most people, they assume that they need to replace their entire income once they're retired. But that's not true. Once the mortgage is paid off, the kids are out of the house, and you're no longer having to save for retirement, then your expenses go down substantially. So let's say you're earning $120,000 per year. Well, after tax, savings, and debt, maybe you're only spending $60,000 per year. That is the ideal number you should be targeting. And to get an accurate idea of what your own target is, you need to take a look at what you're actually spending your money on. Start with your fixed expenses first: groceries, housing costs, insurance, and then add in your lifestyle expenses such as travel, hobbies, and entertainment. This will give you a rough idea as far as how much you'll need every month in retirement. Compared to the total income that you're living on today, you might be surprised by how much you actually need. Now for sign number 2. And what a lot of people get wrong is that they only focus on their RSPs and TFSAs for retirement. They forget about the other sources of income that they're going to have that can make a pretty large difference. So things like rental income, CPP, old age security, maybe you have a work pension, dividends from a non-registered account. All of these sources of income will reduce how much you have to withdraw from your savings each year. Even $1,000 per month from a small rental or for some work that you're doing on the side can stretch your savings even further. So the next time that you sit down to plan your future, make a list of all of your future income sources. Seeing all of those sources on one piece of paper can drastically reduce your retirement timeline. And once you've done that, check to see if sign number 3 applies to you. See, there's a hidden opportunity in early retirement that we call the tax valley. Let's say that you retired at 58 and weren't planning on taking your CPP until you were 60 or 65. This gives you several years of having low income. If you leave your RSPs untouched during this time, then future RIF withdrawals could push you into a higher tax bracket and even affect your old age security due to the clawback. But if you start with modest withdrawals today from your RSPs while you're in a low tax bracket, even $25,000 to $30,000 per year, this can significantly reduce your total lifetime tax bill by hundreds of thousands of dollars. The best way to take advantage of this tax valley is to make a plan with your financial advisors to put into effect an RSP meltdown or an RSP withdrawal strategy. This is one of the biggest levers you have access to improving your long-term financial outcome. But sometimes it's not about whether you can retire, it's about whether you can afford not to. If work is draining your energy, affecting your health, and taking you away from things that you actually want to be doing, it might be time to consider a shift, even if it's not full retirement. A lot of people think that their only options are full-time work or no work, but there's a lot of middle ground here. You can do part-time work or consulting, and this could give you the time and energy that you need to get your life back. So if you're feeling strung out, it might be time to explore some options for semi-retirement. Reducing your hours by even 30 to 50% can give you your life back without ruining your long-term plan. And if you're at that stage where work is wearing you down, but you're not sure if you're able to step away yet, don't guess. Book a free call and we'll run the numbers with you. Link is in the description. And this brings us to our final sign that you might be ready to retire sooner than you think. And it's a lot more common than most people assume. Sometimes people are already financially ready to retire, but they're emotionally stuck. They keep working not because they have to, but because they feel they should be. They're just waiting for someone to give them permission, to say, you've done enough. But retirement isn't something that you earn from others. It's something that you plan and choose for yourself. If the numbers work and the only thing holding you back is fear, then speak to a planner. Sometimes all you need is more clarity, not necessarily more money. Too many people stumble into retirement by accident, but when you retire with a purpose and a plan that's built for you, not for someone else, that's when the magic truly happens. And if you're close to pulling the trigger but you're not sure on the next step, we can help. We'll run the numbers and put together a clear plan around your lifestyle, taxes, and goals so you can retire with confidence, not regret. There's a link below to book a free call if you'd like to see what's possible. Because even if one or two of these signs felt familiar, that's not something that you should ignore. Now you've got clarity on whether you could retire sooner than you thought. But the next big decision, when should you start your CPP, especially if you're planning a tax-efficient drawdown like the RSP meltdown? Getting that timing right can save you thousands and allow your money to last that much longer. So check out this next video where I go over exactly how to handle this.